G'day to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. What I'd love to do today on this overcast, humid and relatively warm Sydney autumn day is to go for a walk and talk and to chat to you about an interesting book. The book that I've selected to add to the ever-growing library of material that I've been able to amass and accumulate over the past 6 years since the beginning of COVID, making this channel, this library, this one-stop shop, one of the biggest in the world by measure of the volume of content, as well as the variety of content when it comes to personal development material and OPE, other people's experiences. The book that I've selected to talk about is entitled The Dance of Anger, a book that was published back in 1985, the year that I got married, by an author who goes by the identity and name of Harriet Lerner. For years, women have been told to be calm, kind, and accommodating, to hold everything together, even when they're falling apart inside. This book by Harriet Lerner, The Dance of Anger, is a revolutionary antidote to that sort of conditioning. It's not a book about how to suppress one's anger. It's more about a book in terms of how to listen to your anger, because beneath every burst of frustration or silence swallowed too long lies something sacred, a message about what matters most to you. Lerner is a clinical psychologist and doesn't pathologize anger. What she does is that she reframes it as a form of intelligence, as energy that, when understood, can guide one toward healthier boundaries, more honest communications and conversations, and a form and sense of real connection. This isn't a book about being louder. It's more a book of being clearer. So the first message to come from this book that we can take into our inventory of skills, knowledge, wisdom and power is that anger should be seen as information, not as a character flaw. Many women, and men as well, learn early that anger makes them difficult. Lerner shows and turns that lie on its head. Anger is not something to fix. Rather, it's something that one needs to look at a little bit deeper and decode it. It reveals where your needs are unmet or your boundaries have been crossed. Listening to it is an act of self-respect. This author also teaches us that patterns repeat until you take the time to change the steps. The dance in the title refers to the repetitive emotional choreography that we often fall into, blaming, withdrawing, over-explaining, or appeasing. Lerner helps us see your role in these cycles and teaches us how to shift your part of the dance, even if others don't bother or are incapable of changing theirs. Boundaries are not walls, they're clarity. Setting limits doesn't mean shutting people out. It means staying connected to yourself while staying in relationship with those around you. Lerner's approach helps women stop swinging between self-sacrifice and explosion and find steady, calm strength instead. Another message from this author is where they teach us that you teach people how to treat you. When you stop apologizing for your emotions and start expressing them directly and intentionally, you reset the tone of your relationships. People may resist at first, especially if they've benefited from your silence, but over time, clarity earns respect. So it may be hard in the beginning, but sooner or later, the more intentional you are with your emotions, the more direct you are, the more honest you are, sooner or later, the benefits will flow and respect will be earned over time. Another beautiful point here is that anger can be transformative when expressed wisely. The goal isn't to never feel anger. It's to express it in a way that creates productive and positive movement instead of more pain for you and the others that you touch. Lerner often scripts examples and reflections that show how to turn conflict into honest and productive communication that leads to personal growth and development. This book, The Dance of Anger, is one of those rare books that both soothes and empowers. It doesn't ask you to suppress your emotions or explode with them. It teaches you to channel them into productive and positive change. For any woman or man, in fact, as well, who's ever felt unheard, undervalued, or too afraid to speak up, this book happens to be a quiet but productive revolution. It reminds you that anger, when understood with clarity, isn't a threat to connection. It's often the very beginning of it. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where we've been through another very interesting book on this autumn day, where we've been able to go for a walk and talk and learn a few things from this professional, this clinical psychologist who deals with these sorts of issues with lots and lots of people every single day of her life. One of the beauties of Jim's 5am Club is that I provide a one-stop shop to personal growth and development, where you can read a book summary or listen to a book summary a day, a week, a month, or a few a day. I've got over 2,650 in my library at this point in time in the Jim's 5am Club YouTube library. And if you listened to one a week, it would take you close to 40 years to get through the entire channel. That's how much, that's the volume that I've been able to put together over the past 6 years. If you follow this channel, if you listen to these vlogs, I promise you without a doubt that you can learn more things about more things that matter most in your life than any other channel, than any other connection that you have on social media. So join me, partner with me. Let's be on each other's team. Let's springboard and learn and grow from each other using OPE that we've been able to accumulate and put into a single library, a one-stop shop that has no other peer anywhere that you look. So once again, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to coming to you again from another place and with another message of empowerment, where we can showcase the beauty of this lovely, this most beautiful city, the most beautiful city in the world, Sydney, and overlay it with some empowering messages where we can learn, grow, reflect, and hopefully become better examples and leaders in our own right to help others in our life who may be struggling at the moment. Take care, everybody. Wishing you all the best, and bye for now.